One of the disturbing trends we've been seeing recently in lawsuits is the threat to freedom and fair use that come from anti-scraping actions. For decades, courts have recognized that scraping of public data on the internet is legal, but in particular with the AI lawsuits, it seems that the big content cartels are making another go at stopping web crawlers, search engines, archives, and other public data repositories. Now, Reddit has sued Perplexity AI for scraping its public data, yet another in a series of cases where companies have been trying to wall off the open internet. What's unique and disturbing about this is its novel twisting of copyright law that could completely break how the web operates. The complaint isn't that they're scraping Reddit, it's that they're scraping Google's scraping of Reddit, and in so doing, violating the anti-circumvention clause of the DMCA. Google isn't a party to the lawsuit, and Reddit is making no claim against them. Reddit said in their complaint, "These tools are aimed at bypassing two levels of security. First, evading Reddit's own anti-scraping measures, and second, circumventing Google's controls and scraping Reddit content directly from Google's search engine results." In a very real sense, these defendants are similar to would-be bank robbers who, knowing they cannot get into the bank vault, break into the armored truck carrying the cash instead. Yes, that's every bit as batshit crazy as it sounds. And of course, they filed it in the Southern District of New York. The start of it is that Reddit signed a $60 million scraping deal with Google. That's sketchy enough to begin with, since Reddit doesn't own the copyright on forum posts. The users who posted it do. Add to that, the deal includes a guarantee that Reddit will get at least a certain amount of traffic from Google search results. They've been using that agreement to ask money from other AI providers, while at the same time insisting on more money and traffic from Google. The next issue is, Perplexity didn't scrape anything for AI. It's an AI that operates as an intelligent search engine, but its LLMs are based on open source LLMs, including Llama and Mistral. It was actually the first to combine a traditional search engine with an LLM to provide both answers to queries and links to the sources, something most other search engines now have as well. The only scraping they've ever done is the traditional old-fashioned way search engines have always done. So basically, when an answer to a user query comes from and links to a Reddit post, Reddit wants to be paid for it. And although this is exactly how the open internet has always worked and is supposed to work, Reddit is turning that into something nefarious. Quote, "They do so by masking their identities, hiding their locations, and disguising their web scrapers as regular people, among other techniques, to circumvent or bypass the security restrictions meant to stop them. For example, during a 2-week span in July 2025, defendants SerpAppy, Oxy Labs, and AWM Proxy circumvented Google's technological control measures and automatically accessed, without authorization, almost 3 billion search engine results pages containing Reddit text, URLs, images, and videos." That isn't in any way circumvention! Yes, this is their old favorite, Section 1201 of the DMCA, which they try to make everything fit because there's no fair use defense for it. And advocates of the open internet have been talking for decades about how it's commonly abused, how it threatens innovation, and how it should be completely and utterly abolished. They want Section 1201 to say that anything you do to access a copyrighted work is automatically a copyright infringement, even if the use of the copyrighted content isn't infringing at all. All they have to do is show that it violates a technological control measure of some kind, which, as I recently covered regarding the RIAA cases against Suno and Udio, could be something as simple as hitting the F12 key and manually copying a link. In the past, Section 1201 has been used to stop Linux DVD players, cheaper inkjet cartridges, even cheaper garage door openers. In this case, they wanted to mean getting scraped data from a search engine instead of from the site directly. And they're doing it by claiming that it's Google's TCM that they're bypassing, even though Google isn't even a party. Add to that the fact that they're making this claim over content that they hold no copyright over whatsoever, and you have what is quite possibly the most insane DMCA case since its inception. And in an unbelievable act of chutzpah, they brag in the filing itself that they're champions of the open internet. Quote, "Because Reddit has always believed in the open internet, it takes its role as a steward of its users' communities, discussions, and authentic human discourse seriously. Through this action, Reddit seeks to end defendant circumvention of security measures protecting Reddit data, blatant misuse of Reddit content, and disrespect for its users' rights, all of which harm Reddit and its hundreds of thousands of authentic human communities." They also filed, "Reddit believes in an open internet, but it does not believe that third parties have a right to misuse public content just because it's public." Well, then you don't believe in the open internet, do ya? No, this is extortion, plain and simple. And if it succeeds, no website anywhere will be safe.